I may not have the sword of power, but I know who does. Hi, and welcome to Chi Chi Cinema Club. My name's Chinwei, aka Chi Chi, and I love going to the cinema. On this channel, I don't only review new films, I ask if they're actually worth the trip. Today I'm asking if the film, Masters of the Universe, is worth the cinema trip. Masters of the Universe stars Nicholas Galitzine as Adam Glenn. In this film, we follow Adam as he recalls his time on the planet Eternia to a woman he's on a date with, and how he ended up there after Skeletor took over his planet. Meanwhile, Adam has spent his life on Earth searching for the Sword of Power that will help him return home. Everyone thinks he's just a lost soul with a wild story and not dealing with real life. Even his flatmate thinks he has issues. Eventually, Adam finds the sword, returns to Eternia to reclaim what's his and find his true path in life. In this film, there are a mix of famous actors you may know. You've got Idris Elba playing Man-at-Arms, you've got James Purefoy playing Adam's dad, you've got Jared Leto who plays Skeletor, you've got Camila Mendes as Tila, and the recognisable voice of Kristen Wiig as a robot. There was also a surprise guest actor in the film, and you'll have to see it to find out. Now, in terms of audience vibe, this is definitely an action fantasy film adapted from the Mattel He-Man toy line. Those of you watching and are old enough and young at heart may remember the cartoon series from the 1980s. Even if you don't know anything about He-Man, you will still enjoy watching the film. It's good that it's accessible for a new generation who might not know the original series or the toy. The humour is well balanced and the film is enjoyable with plenty of highlights. I should note that due to the character names, there was plenty of innuendo at play here, so adults will chuckle uncomfortably while their children will think the characters are just fun to watch. Now, in terms of cinematic moments, there were quite a few standout moments. I liked how Adam, or He-Man, was played, and the jump cuts between Earth and Eternia worked well. The fight scenes were amazing. Yes, there was some CGI, but not too much. The film was shot well with a good sense of the different worlds. There were emotional moments, and I loved the journey of the character. The acting stood out, it was taken more seriously than I expected, but still had humour. The pacing was good though. The film could have been shorter, it was over 2 hours. Overall, it was modern, futuristic and enjoyable. In terms of a standout scene for me, one was with Adam and Skeletor, where he's doing a mind trickery, and Skeletor literally shows Adam how sad his life on Earth was. It was quite clever and definitely got chuckles from the audience. Now, there was a lot of expectations for this film since it was made by Mattel, who created Barbie. People have been waiting for this, especially after the 1980s version that starred Dolph Lundgren. So, expectations were high. What stayed with me was the memory of the original He-Man cartoons, which was positive even though it was about a strong, muscular man. This film offers a modern take, showing that masculinity isn't just brute strength. There are layers. Nicholas did a great job showing Adam's journey from a not-so-confident guy to He-Man. The film included feminine influence, which was important. The journey was emotional, and Nicholas was brilliant. Some might say the film talks about toxic masculinity, but really it shows that being a man has different sides. You can be emotional, strong, and true to yourself. There's always a balance, just like anyone can be angry or soft. The film also touched on failure and how it affects people, male or female. Man-at-Arms' character showed how failure can crush you. Skeletor, played by Jared Leto, was a pivotal character. Not just evil, but with some fragility. All the characters, male and female, went through journeys and were changed by their experiences. The male characters were much more focused since, well, it's He-Man. But I enjoyed that. Definitely watch the end credits. There are some great scenes that set it up for a possible sequel. The film resolved in a way that makes you want to see the next one. It was well acted and not too cheesy, with just enough humour to make you care about He-Man. Now, one of the disappointments was Evil Lyn's character. I liked the characters that were portrayed overall, but Evil Lyn wasn't evil enough. I wanted her to stand out more against Skeletor. She felt weaker than I remember from the cartoons that I watched earlier. More like she just followed Skeletor's orders. It was a wasted opportunity since her character used to be scary, but here she wasn't. Another note, it was funny how Adam on Earth was obviously jacked under his clothes, so it wasn't a big surprise when he transformed into He-Man. Maybe they could have used CGI to make him look skinnier, but it was still well done. I felt I wouldn't skip the gym for a while after watching this film. So, is this film worth seeing in the cinema? Yes, absolutely. It's a great introduction for people who don't know the He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. If you remember the cartoons or the old Dolph Lundgren film, you'll enjoy this 2026 film. They tried to link it to the modern era, adding more emotional depth. The pacing was good, though some parts could have been cut to shave time. I loved seeing all the characters, Mechanic, Ram Man, Fisto. The jokes about Fisto really pushed the boundaries. There's adult humour that will go over the kids' heads, but adults will catch it. Check the film's rating before bringing the kids. It was in the UK, it's a 12A. This film looks beautiful on the big screen. Watching it at home on a laptop isn't the same. You get absorbed in a cinema. I went with a friend who didn't know much about He-Man and they enjoyed it. If you get a chance to see it in 4DX or IMAX, do it. Nicholas Galitzine was brilliant and all the characters was there, such as Teela, Evelyn, though I wish she had been better. Well, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this film review, give it a thumbs up. If you like films the way I do, please subscribe. I do these film reviews weekly, so I hope to see you again, and I'll save you a seat.